taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
To confuse the public about science, to confuse scientists about science. What about...
It's a trap. It actually is a trap.
It's a trap. But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
And I'll say that for any smoker in my life, I tell them, quit smoking traditional cigarettes now and switch to vaping if it helps you quit. That is my position on this. The fact that we haven't had clear messaging in this country, I think actually literally kills people.
I will not show my independence, and I will not be making my own decisions.
In 2009, a bipartisan Congress created the Center for Tobacco Products at the FDA, and then the President signed us into law. And no, the fact that Congress and the President agreed on something is not what was historic. It was that for the first time ever, FDA, since the time we were established in 1906, we're really the gold standard agency to make sure that every product you put on or in your body is safe and effective.
Bullshit. The FDA is expanding a recall of a popular blood pressure drug over concern it may contain an unwanted ingredient that can cause cancer.
Tonight, for people on medication to treat high blood pressure, the Food and Drug Administration is recalling several drugs that contain an ingredient, valsartan. That drug includes an agent that could cause cancer.
Pfizer recalls its popular anti-smoking drug Chantix over a possible cancer risk.
The recall was secondary to some unknown quantities of a chemical called NMDA. We do know that it can cause direct liver injury.
Now to the Food and Drug Administration and to questions of regulation. The salmonella outbreak and the major egg recall have raised questions once again about whether an agency charged with regulating drugs and food can adequately do its job.
I can share that, at least from where FDA's perspective is, we would prefer to not have kids on the continuum of risk, if at all possible. But we recognize that's not possible because kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things. If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful. As kids are incredibly smart. I'm sure both of these gentlemen, I'm sure, see that, and they have a crap detector a mile wide. We have not tried to tackle that directly in any of our proactive messaging, but when we get questions specifically in social or direct message, that's when we have that one-on-one dialogue.
The FDA today calling it a dangerous epidemic.
The FDA calls teen vaping an epidemic.
Epidemic?
Vaping is not as harmful as smoking.
You suck!
Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome to the show and aloha or audio. No, it's not audio. Aloha works both ways, like Kevin. But anyway, I see Mallory's here. Jason was first. He, gave people suggestions on how to commit hit and run, but I wouldn't do that. But yeah, Mallory's here. Jason's here. Steve is here. Michelle Elliott's here. James R is here. There's people here, and there are more coming, and there's some people that haven't said hello. And we are currently only streaming and on the YouTube, the Twitch, the X, and the Rumble. For some reason, Facebook was giving me crap, and I just gave up trying. So if you have friends on Facebook, tell them we're over here because I'm not gonna try it. Just not doing it. Mm-mm. But Kevin is here. Let me get Kevin in here. Excuse me. Let me play Kevin's little pointy intro and get him in here. Here it is. I found it.
I will say with all the heartfelt love that I can give, none of them books helped deal with you. Just so you know, was Jason first?
Jason was first. He beat Mallory.
Jason, you won.
I don't know what he won, but you won something. You know what?
What?
You won the opportunity to back us over at Rumble for $5 a month. That is.
See. Yeah. You got 2 weeks left of me, Zippy, and then you're going to be missing me for 2 weeks. It's an official notice online,
Jason,
in front of everybody.
Jason will do it, or we'll get Southern Vapor in here. We'll get somebody in here to take your place. It's not that hard, really.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I figure that I might be back the second week, but I don't care. I don't know for sure.
Well,
I haven't decided.
So, what was your week like?
Largely uneventful. However,
Michael has a question real quick. He wants to know what a Yutz is.
I don't know either.
I know that Utz is a potato chip brand that's sold in the Northeast, but I don't know Yutz. I would assume that means that you're a nerd or a.
I believe it was Philip.
Negative.
I think it was Philip who was called it. I don't recall, by some clown.
Oh well, that was probably something from
Hold on.
TT. I think TT.
Hold on.
Something.
Yutz, slang, a stupid, unthinking, or socially inept person. So I'm the resident Yutz.
Oh.
There you go.
It's similar to putts, Steve. Yeah.
It's within reason of putts. Yeah. There you go. I also could be the resident Putts for those who like it.
Back to your
uneventful week.
Of your uneventful week. Yeah.
Mr. Logan, he came and conquered, and then he left. He was all tired and done of me, but we did poppets. Now he's 5, and
not whippets.
No, not whippets. That's not till he's 6. He takes a handful at a time and he throws them on the ground, and then he stomps what's left. He can determine which ones they are. Anyway, that's the event of the week. Oh, and a screaming fox. Have you ever heard of a screaming fox? Holy shit!
But they make a really loud sound.
I thought somebody was getting their ass beat. I went outside and that wasn't the case.
There was a whole song about that. What does the fox say?
Yeah, what does the fox say? Oh, Grim got called. What was oh, you already did that. Never mind. Forget it.
What? Well, Michael said that Grim was the one that got called putts.
It was Grim. I thought it was Philip.
Philip could be a putts too, or a Yutz.
He's not a Yutz or a putz.
I said he could be. I didn't say he was.
Well, I'm sure he could be.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess
this is a free country. Everybody can be.
It's awfully forward of you.
Called something.
Presumptuous. That's a big fucking word for me, by the way.
So, what state do you live in, Kevin?
I'm in Ohio.
You're in Ohio. Did you see that a judge ruled in Ohio that the Ohio law that kept cities from creating their own tobacco control nonsense?
Can you imagine?
He ruled that was an unconstitutional law.
Could you tell me more? Because isn't it my right to fuck up my life and body as I choose to please myself?
Well, I don't know how much you've been pleasing yourself, but it is your right to do whatever you want to your own body. Remember what they say, your body is your temple.
That's right. Well,
yeah.
I'm kind of yutsy today, so there you go.
Yeah, Steve is confirming that it is only the cities that have actually filed on the lawsuit.
Right.
But this does set a dangerous precedent, Kevin.
A second or third, isn't it? Isn't it a second or third?
Not like a dangerous president, which we already have. He's forgetful and doesn't remember things. And we're going to talk about the forgetfulness of our esteemed president later.
Our fearless leader.
It says here, an Ohio law prohibiting cities from banning the sale of tobacco or flavored tobacco products is unconstitutional, a judge ruled. The state is expecting to appeal the rulings issued Friday by Franklin County Common Pleas Court Judge Mark Surratt. Now, here's the thing. You would think that a common pleas court would not be the place where you would get a judge ruling something unconstitutional. You would think that would be something other than common pleas court.
It would be above him, right?
Right. You would think that should be a much higher judge. But anyway,
not in a bad way, above him. Right.
Yeah. So it says here, common pleas court judge Mark Surratt, who had issued a temporary restraining order in April that stopped the law from taking effect. The measure had become law in January after the Republican legislature overrode GOP Governor Mike DeWine's veto of a budget measure that put regulatory powers in the hands of the state. The ruling stemmed from a suit brought by more than a dozen cities, including Columbus and Cincinnati, and Surratt's decision means their bans will stay in effect. The ruling, though, applies only to those cities. It's not a statewide injunction. So it's only unconstitutional if you're in one of those cities.
Right.
Apparently. Yeah. It's a selective unconstitutional.
Yeah.
So the law is constitutional.
No, you don't.
It's perfectly constitutional in those other cities, but in those cities, see, this doesn't.
That's where the pretty people are.
Is effed up legal stuff, Kevin, because obviously they're gonna appeal this, and they're gonna say this is the stupidest decision we've ever seen.
They're a bunch of yutzes, is what they are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the 14th Amendment, Kevin, 14th Amendment says equal justice for all.
How many amendments are we already, fucking with this topic?
The 14th one is the one that I know right off the top of my head because I just wrote a paper on it. So I'm fairly sure that the 14th Amendment is the one that says equal justice for all. So that doesn't mean that pretty much means that everybody, everywhere, is the same.
Everywhere. Right. That's across
regardless
the country,
of it's not equal justice for only the people in Columbus, Cincinnati, and those other 10 cities. It's everywhere, right? You would think that a judge wouldn't selectively enforce some sort of constitutionality. On something.
What's the equal? It's equal. I can't remember
the Equal Rights Amendment.
No,
the ERA.
No. Equal rights on the law. I can't remember the
under the law.
Under the law. Equal rights under the law. I forget where that's from though, offhand. Hey, remember this? Remember that? Found another one of a Zippo.
A Zippo. Sounds like a Zippo.
You're damn right it is.
Yeah.
So if you're in an unconstitutional section of Dayton or the area, you could use one of these.
Is Dayton in the unconstitutional area, Kevin, or the constitutional area?
I quit paying attention. I really did.
Yeah, so it says here the measure vetoed in 2022 before reappearing in the state budget said regulating tobacco and alternative nicotine products should be up to the state, not the municipalities. It also prevented communities from voting to restrict things like flavored e-cigarettes and sales of flavored vaping products. Lawmakers passed the 2022 legislation days after Ohio's capital city, Columbus, cleared its ban on the sale of flavored tobacco and menthol products, which would have been enacted earlier this year. Anti-tobacco advocates, the American Cancer Society Action Network, and DeWine himself harshly criticized the override as a win for the tobacco industry, saying it enables addiction in children as tobacco and vaping products made with fruit and candy flavors becomes more popular and accessible to kids. Opponents of the measure had argued in part that it violates Ohio's home rule provision, which allows local governments to create their own ordinances as long as they do not interfere with the state's revised code. Surratt agreed, finding that the law was only designed to prevent cities from exercising home rule. So blah blah blah. So I just thought, Kevin, I saw this and I said, Kevin dropped the ball. This is his home state.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
You definitely you need to take some lessons from our friend Nick about what you're supposed to do and how to do it, Kevin.
And how to do it. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, DeWine's an idiot, so as long as everybody knows that my governor is an idiot, then you'll know.
Well, I'm one of the few people apparently who like my governor.
I'm not fond of this one.
He hasn't done anything bad. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean,
he's done good things. He's lollygagged on the gun bills, and he's fucked around on the gun bills, and he's demanded other things on the gun bills, and then he's done this shit. So yeah. He's going lower on the list every day.
Lower on the list, huh?
And he's an idiot, besides.
You already said that.
Freedom of speech, sir.
You already said that. So,
on the record.
Kev, remember
what?
last week I went and I picked up some Zen nicotine pouches because
how's that working?
I want to be a Zen influencer.
You want to be a Zen man?
I want to be a Zen influencer. So this week, Kev, I saw this story, and we talked about last week in the article that Zen was having some difficulties with their, getting their products on the shelves because they're out.
I predicted their shitheads were gonna. Yep.
Same thing with Juul. Juul had a significant supply chain issue early on, and they couldn't meet demand. So now Zen is shooting themselves in the foot in another Juul-like fuck up here, Kev.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is from The Guardian. It says nicotine use, win, and iPad. Zen's viral rewards program fuels addiction fears.
You can't do that anymore, can you?
So a trendy nicotine pouch company is following in the marketing footsteps of Marlboro and Camel.
Didn't they outlaw all that? Prizes, points, all that other shit.
Cigarette branded swag has long been the cool kid apparel of choice. Walk a block of an artsy neighborhood in the U.S. and you'll probably peep a red Marlboro baseball cap or green and white striped Newport fanny pack. I haven't seen any of that shit and
Hey, I wear a fanny pack on occasion.
Do you have a Marlboro red hat?
No, not a Marlboro.
Newport fanny pack?
No, it's just plain old man black.
I think it's been almost, it's probably over a decade or longer, Kevin. Since
it's actually quite.
These companies were allowed to have incentive.
That's what I thought. It's been
Marlboro Miles. Remember Marlboro Miles and Camel Bucks that you would collect and then send off and get stuff? Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I seem to remember that's been gone for almost probably 20 years or so.
Yeah.
So for the latest form of nicotine promotion that concerns parents and public health advocates, check out Zen's reward program. The flavored nicotine pouch has become a Gen Z status symbol, with Fortune reporting that users are hoarding Zen containers, which come emblazoned with QR codes that can be used to collect points. Oh yeah, they do. Huh.
Well,
I won't show it, but there is a. I will quickly throw it up there. There is a QR code, and it says "Scan for Zen Rewards."
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. 15 points per can, up to 60 points per month. Redeeming these points on Zen's website unlocks items like iPads, Dyson Air Wraps, KitchenAid mixers, and Tory Burch tote bags.
Yeah.
So yeah, it says
Boys
here, there's
and girls over at Zen, y'all need to check your history real quick and double
this is
check.
gonna shoot you. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, seriously, if you get 15 points per can and you can only get 60 points per month, Kevin,
Yeah.
how many months are you gonna have to go to get that iPad?
You're gonna buy a whole lot of Zen, I guess. I don't know.
But you can only collect 60 points a month though, and I'm assuming that an iPad is like a at least like a 10,000 point item.
Michelle, you know what? I think I still have a Marlboro duffel bag in my attic. I don't know. I may or may not.
Yeah.
And if I do and I find it, I'll bring it.
There's a quote here. It says, "I feel like a kid in an arcade who's getting all their tickets and they're going to earn a prize," said Danny Darlene, a 24-year-old personal trainer who told Fortune about her rewards account. Darlene doesn't use Zen, but her husband does, and it appears that wives of users are big fans of the incentive. In one TikTok with nearly 900,000 likes, a young woman holds a stack of 19 white and blue Zen packs. This is for the girlies who can relate. If you know what these are, you probably have a boyfriend who's addicted but doesn't want to admit it, she says. These used to annoy the shit out of me, laying everywhere, collecting dust. He goes through them like literal crack. She adds that she saved up to 1,500 points, which gets an Amazon gift card.
There you go.
Hey,
yeah, look at that.
There's a really cool camel ad there.
It's pretty old to be.
Yeah. So there's a movie, Kevin. There's a movie called The Shadow. Alec Baldwin played in it back before he became a dumbass. And they actually have this ad. They had this ad in the movie, and the evil bad guy is he's using the face of the camel guy to talk to the Shadow.
Is that the Shadow knows thing?
The Shadow knows, yeah.
That's before my time, but
yeah, but the movie was not before your time.
Well, I didn't see the movie. My uncle used to say that to me all the time. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Really? Orson Welles was the first voice of the Shadow.
No, was he? All right.
Yeah. Ostensibly, tobacco-free nicotine pouches such as Zen aim to help smokers ages 21 and over to kick their habit. Users place a pouch in between their lips and gums where it releases nicotine in the bloodstream. Actually, it releases it into the saliva and then into the bloodstream. But okay. But the smokeless design and popularity of Zen on social media, in no small part due to its reward program, mean that younger non-smokers are trying the packs as well.
Well,
that means that somebody's not doing their job.
I got two ways to look at this. One,
yeah.
Good luck, gentlemen, you and ladies. You might want to, check the history of this type of thing. And on the other hand, they're not selling cigarettes, so I kind of think it's fun. So there you go.
It says here, CNN reported that Philip Morris International, which owns Zen, shipped 350 million cans last year. 350 million cans.
Okay, so what would an average user use in a month? Somebody tell me in the chat, because I don't have any idea.
I mean, I
2 cans a week.
Go through one of these and like maybe 2 cans a week. If
2
I
a
was
week,
really
okay.
if I was only doing this.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Instead of vaping.
Right. I mean, yeah, because some are going to be
myself.
substituting, and some are doing it completely and totally that way. And they're not vaping, they're not smoking, that's what they do. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's still a lot of fucking cans, Kevin.
That's a lot of cans. That's a
lot of cans.
Fucking load of cans, yeah.
I mean, if you figure that's 352.
No, you're the math guy.
50,
I don't know.
52 weeks a year, 2 cans, that's 104 cans per person.
Yeah.
If you divide 350 million, I mean, this is just a very rough estimate, Kevin. I mean,
well, yeah. Well,
I can't do this. I have to pull out the gundulator because I can't do this, all in my head.
For those who are just now joining, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to do it.
So they're claiming, I mean, I'm estimating based on that number, Kevin, that there are 3.3 million users.
3.3 million customers. So
and this is a very, I am not an expert on,
right.
So
let's pretend
population, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Let's pretend 25%, and we don't have to go any further in the math, but 25% of those are part-time casual users, and the rest are heavy-duty hardcore. So there's your 3 point whatever million. Now, how many of those are kids out of 3 million? What, 20,000?
2.5 million, Kevin.
Oh, that's right, 2.5. Other tobacco product.
You got to use tobacco control math on this one, Kevin.
That's mine. That's mine. That's a
I know. I just stole your shit right there. You know that. You see what I did there? I just swooped in with your
copyright, trademark, register.
Just snuck right.
It's all one word though. If you used it in 3 separate words, I'm okay. But if it's all one word, it was mine. You fucker.
So in 2 years, Zyn has increased their market share by 62%.
Jesus.
So it's earned the skepticism of Chuck Schumer, Kevin, who has called the FTC and the FDA to investigate Zyn's health impact and apparent marketing towards young people.
Yeah.
I'm delivering a warning to parents because these nicotine pouches seem to lock their sights on young kids, teenagers, and even lower, and then use the social media to hook them.
And there completes the advertising circle. Now, all of the nonprofit political front groups can do their tobacco control math, and they can start advertising the pictures of Zyn, which I predicted quite some time ago. A year ago, probably.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing, Kevin, you're Kevin.
That too.
Not Kevin, but you're Kevin.
Not that old.
Is it says here that TikTok, Meta, and X all prevent any tobacco advertisement. On their platforms. However, Kevin.
Yeah, somebody gets around it, don't they?
I've seen significant numbers of. There's another brand, Zoom Zone. There's another Z brand of nicotine pouches.
Zemo.
Zemo. All over my Twitters.
So,
matter of fact, I bet you if I go to Twitter right now, because I said the word Zemo.
Right. So while you're doing that, think about this for a minute. All of you, every one of you, put your little thinking hats on or caps or whatever your yuts cover. Who puts cigarettes or vaping products or Zyn or any other non-children product on their social medias? Who does that?
I don't know.
The government and nonprofit groups. What? You see it? Is it there?
Let me open this up here. Let me share this tab instead. You see this?
Yeah. There you go.
Now, my only problem, Kevin, this is upsetting me right now.
All right.
Is that obviously this is using, this is the vaping warning label here. Zemo pouches, blah, blah, blah. And then down here, there's a little Zemo display.
I disagree. I think that is a mandated warning now on any nicotine product, isn't it?
Yes. But anyway, I'm making a point here because down here in the bottom right of the screen.
Yeah, I can't see it.
You see this Me Pod, Zulu Vape, Ohm City Vapes, Wholesaler, Medusa, Demand Vapes.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, I had at one point a very nice relationship with John over at Demand Vape.
Yeah. Yeah.
I even have a Demand Vape. I did at least have a Demand Vape account.
Right.
So that I could go in and
we've been on the show, hasn't he?
And yes, John has been on the show.
Twice? 2, 3
And
times?
at no point has John reached out to me and said, hey, we got these nicotine pouches. Do you want a brand deal? No, not once.
Not a one time, no.
Damn it. What's the point of having all these friends
Possibly
in low places?
He could be a Yutz or a Putz. I don't know.
But
not saying he is.
I see that, and I do notice now that I think about it that this Yutz right here on screen right now
he's the actual
he opened I watched one of his videos recently, and he opened a box, and in that box was like 800 cans of Zemo.
Oh my god. Well, maybe we should just start reviewing them. Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
And I'm very hurt now that I
Grim got, is it Zemo or Zen or what has he got?
It's Zemo. I am 99.9% sure that Zemo is probably owned by some vape company. Especially what really pisses me off though, Kevin, is years ago I suggested to the face of vape, Austin
stop.
Hopper.
Refrigerators. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Austin Hopper.
Yeah.
That he should, and this was years ago.
Yep.
That he should start negotiating with General Tobacco.
Yeah.
To become a distributor of snus.
Yeah.
And I was told that the vape bros wouldn't do it. The vape bros would not that it wouldn't sell in a vape shop.
Just like I said, to hold a patch and a gum and some lozenges in your case, just to have them. You might not sell them, but you 3 of each.
And here we are now.
Uh-huh.
Here we are now.
How come we think of shit and they don't do it, and then it becomes popular?
And it's like sabotage. It's sabotage.
Very yutsy.
Yeah.
It's yutsy, right?
Matter of fact, I bet you if I go back through the shows over the years, that the Austin Hopper show, when he was on the show, I bet you I brought that up on the show.
I remember we have talked about it. I don't know who was with us, Fig, maybe. It may have been Austin. It may have been John, for all I know. But the refrigerator and the cans and you set them in the back, and then there was a discussion of the refrigerator being too expensive, that they would supply it.
Right.
That it was that kind of thing going on. It was that vibe. Anyway, yeah.
Because the refrigerator that they have in the convenience store for them are those little. It's the same size as the little 6-pack Coca-Cola one. It's not a very big one. It's just a little little tiny.
Yeah,
I'm reading the chat, and I'm going to start like stabbing people. I got my. It's a good thing that you're on the internet and not here in the office. With me, right?
I'll back you up. No, I won't.
Don't make me bring the cleaver out. I mean,
love Michael and Jason.
I'm just saying.
Kevin, not Kevin.
Just saying.
So your butt hurt. That's what you're saying.
Now I'm like a fucking baboon.
You're like a girl without a date at the prom. I want my Zemo.
So it says, according to this Robert K. Jackler, who's a Jackler, he's going to be a professor at Stanford Medicine and a principal investigator at the Stanford Research into Impact Tobacco Advertising, blah, blah, blah. We saw Juul use hashtag amplification tremendously, getting users to put up with posts like hashtag Mother's Day or hashtag party or whatever. He said, but it's Zinfluencers or those who unofficially rep the brand on social media. There's free organic marketing. So now, Kevin, if I like something, like a product, you see that I recently got a comic book in the mail, and I took a picture of it, and I posted it on Twitter, and I made a post because I'm acquainted with the artist. I'm not friends with the artist. I mean,
right.
But anyway, and I pick on him because his wife is the one that, you know. So I insulted him and complimented her.
Good.
Now, because I like that comic book, though, I could be somehow peddling sequential art to young people.
Oh, God forbid. You yuts. Why would you do that?
And steering them to a lifetime of nerdness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So now, anytime anybody likes something, and shares on the internet that they like something,
yeah,
now they're some sort of shill.
I've decided I like this Taurus that I acquired, so you guys can send me all the Taurus items you like, and not
I have tons of Tauruses that I like, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't have tons. I need tons.
So I recently, speaking of guns, Kevin, I
didn't say guns. I said Taurus.
I recently found out that next time I go to buy a gun, that especially long guns,
yes, sir.
That apparently that a good number of manufacturers of long guns, rifles, have unadvertised specials.
No, really.
And you have to go to their website, and you'll see something like, if you buy, this M1 rifle, and you send us proof of purchase of this rifle that you purchased, we will send you a 22 caliber rifle to your gun dealer, and then you can just go pick it up.
FFLs, people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very low on Tauruses, and no Michael. Rod,
not that
he came in early.
Kind of Taurus.
Look at that.
Not that kind of Taurus.
Well, I'll take a.
So we're all horrible shills apparently, because we like stuff and we will tell people, "Hey, I like this thing."
Hey, you know what, Patrick? If Folgers would sponsor me, I'd still drink Folgers. That wouldn't change. I would love a can a week.
I have worn Death Wish coffee branded merch on this show,
and they won't send you any swag.
They've never sent me free coffee.
Ever. No swag. Huh. Damn it.
Ever.
All right, back to business. This fucking Jackler bullshit.
Yeah. PMI told Fortune that Zen's online advertising and rewards program were only directed at legal nicotine users age 21 and older. Its marketing application for Zen is under review by the FDA. Oh, let's see. Rewards programs are federally legal for tobacco products so long as the program doesn't reward users with more tobacco. I did not know that. Marlboro, which is owned by Philip Morris, has a program similar to Zen's that doles out Apple AirTags and Visa gift cards to those who purchase enough cigarettes. Users can also win Zippo lighters, custom Swiss Army knives, and Yeti tumblers. I was unaware of any of this, Kevin. If Zen's reward program rues the disgruntled wives and girlfriends of straight male customers, then Marlboro's reward program, they had to throw that in there. You see that? They just had to demean. At least they didn't say straight white men.
What does that mean? You fucking who wrote this? Is that them saying it or the person writing it?
Yeah, I don't know. Then Marlboro's reward program, true to its cowboy origin story, hooks its chain-smoking, whiskey-drinking male users. Damn, the sarcasm.
Rock Hudson was pretty. Never mind. Forget it.
That's pretty violent right there.
God bless America.
I'm not going to keep reading this, but I just, I'm just, worried. I'm worried that something like this is going to bite Zen and us.
Yeah.
Indirectly in the ass.
Well, of course. They have flavors, right?
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw this and I'm like, tisk, 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 tisk. Do they never learn?
For shame. You bunch of butts and yutzins. Lord. Oh, also, I collect 9mm. Just the little things, boxes of them. You see, I sent you shit, right?
You did.
I think I sent you 3 things this week. I don't remember.
I put them all in the show notes except for, I think, one.
I think.
I'm pretty sure I put them all in. I put all your tweets in. I know that.
All right. That's good.
I know I did that. So, Kevin, I saw this and I immediately thought of Jason, who was just on vacation.
Yeah.
Let me refresh this, though, because it's already started to play.
This is what people live in my Miami Airbnb. This was a long booking. They stayed for almost half a year, and the house is honestly super.
Who in the heck stays at an Airbnb for half a year?
Well, if it's a corporate account, they can do that. Calm down. But no, I don't know otherwise.
There's so many vapes all over the place, empty designer shoeboxes in all of the closets, a dust bag here, and these old fake golden earrings.
So let me I only played that only because of all the vapes. All you vapors, when you go on vacation, clean up your shit.
I think Bro's just going through his own house, but all right.
You're giving Kevin and I a bad name here, especially with these cheap knockoff hoop earrings that he's showing.
I think Zippy's going.
The same room also had some clothing, like these old pairs of shoes. And no, they're not coming.
He just just put his fingers into some random shoes. He's not wearing gloves or nothing.
This is fake fucking news.
This is got to be hepatitis right here. I'm just
Jason, stop making these videos, would you?
Coming back for this. They left these things on purpose because they don't want them anymore. There's a rain jacket here and this NASA hoodie, which is honestly super cool. In the kitchen and fridge, there was a bunch of old food, which I didn't.
It's all going on eBay
seriously,
now, buddy.
Throw your fucking trash away.
Even film, and this bottle of Moscato. And the weirdest thing, what I wouldn't even.
Now this is this is where it gets kind of questionable, Kevin.
Expect in a million years is this collection of Coca-Cola bottles. It's not just Coke, it's some Pepsi and some Dr. Pepper, and some of these bottles are 50 years old. These are vintage and probably worth a lot of money if you're collecting them. If you got
that one was the one he held up was a Super Bowl glass Coke bottle.
Some of the vapes are probably worth more.
Well, no, I mean, vintage Coke bottles can go for money, but I'd be questionable about drinking the soda in there because God knows.
I'm very sad that you shared that fake video, but all right.
I just wanted because I know Jason was just on vacation, so I felt like I needed
oh, that's
to talk
why Jason
directly to him.
You're on vacation.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We've stooped pretty low.
Oh no, Kevin. This one that you
we're gonna go
pretty low.
Oh, you like the one I sent? All right.
This is a Kevin video, or not a
Which
Kevin video,
one
but
is
a
it?
Kevin article. Will vaping attract bears to my campsite?
I'm gonna just mute for
Well, Jason, when he goes camping, he really hopes that his vaping is going to bring the bears around. That's all I'm going to say.
Because this is because I care about you people. No other reason.
Colorado wildlife expert weighs in on whether it's safe to vape in the back country. Now, again, Jason really hopes that the bear comes by the back country. Is all I'm just gonna,
Something about a mountain. I don't know.
I'm just saying, the bears. Okay. So anyway, it says here, you've heard it before, food smells attract bears, but what about artificial food smells? Like the kind you might find in an e-cigarette or vape pen? What about a marijuana vape? Asking for a friend. If there's anywhere in the U.S. where weed and bears are most likely to mix, it's Colorado. So for this question, we went straight to Colorado Parks and Wildlife. Among other duties like managing high-stakes conservation initiatives, CPW shoulders the somewhat onerous burden of educating weed-smoking public on wildlife safety. That includes sharing guidelines about when to use marijuana and e-cigarettes outside. Kevin.
Just thinking, if you get one of them little bear trap thingies and just set them around you, and then you vape, you'll be all right, because they'll just go snap, and then you'll know they're there. If you're looking the other way and they come from behind you, and then you'll be like, "Oh fuck, there's a bear."
Jason really doesn't vape in the woods to attract bears. He just does that at the the club down the street where all the guys go. Just,
Did you see my suggestion?
What suggestion?
Well, I suggested that we test this theory with like a, I don't know, three party what is that, a placebo blind trial. Some of them get non-flavor, some of them get flavor, some of them get tobacco flavor only, and they're all tobacco control experts, of course. And we just stick them all in the fucking woods and see how this plays out. I don't know. That's probably the best way to find this theory.
Well, I'm just thinking that honey. I think everyone here knows that I have an aversion to e-liquids that have honey in them because they all smell like cat pee. Each and every one of them.
I love honey, but not in vape.
So you need to go find Yogi and get a honey vape and blow it in his face and see if he likes it or if he runs away because it smells like cat pee.
I just think TT and the other dumbasses should go have a fucking powwow in the woods somewhere. Like a Yetz convention. That's what it'll be. Convention.
It says here, bears are attracted to smells, and vapes can smell like cotton candy or different types of food, so it's possible that they might be attracted to that, said Kara Van Hoos, a public information officer at CPW. She recommends being judicious about the flavors you bring into the back country. Unflavored or tobacco-flavored vapes may be less likely to bring bears flocking to your camp. So we're pretty okay, Kevin, because we only, we definitely don't want to be attracting bears into our back country. Is all,
Not me.
That's all we're saying. Yeah. Kevin might like it. You never know. Unflavored, yeah. But something fruity, flavored could easily be of interest to a curious bear. And you happen to encounter an e-liquid that savors of beef, brisket, or bacon cheeseburger, please leave that one at home.
You're welcome. No.
Now
This is the community I really didn't ever think that would go, hey, let's do a thing about vaping. Let's do that, because this will be really good. So I wanted to support that.
This is from the website Backpack, so
right. Yeah. So
there is more than one
theory.
There is more than one definition of backpacking, Kevin. I'm just saying.
Whatever that. What I'm not even going to say it. Whatever that double-blind placebo trial bullshit y'all talk about sometimes that I don't understand that's what you got. Simon, you got to hear the fuckhead, and you got all the other zippity doodads. Let's throw Brian, what's his face, in there, and what's her name now from Truth, and stick them in the fucking woods, and see how long they last. But somebody will be okay because it'll be unflavored. And I care about those people enough to make sure that we're going to tell the truth to our audience.
Do you really, Kevin?
To our audience, yes. Had they not known this, they'd have had a long weekend without that knowledge, and now they're better for it. No, all right.
I don't know. But anyway, Kevin, do you know what time it is
already?
Now, let's be clear. Let's be clear, Kevin. I moved this part of the show earlier, so don't.
Wait a minute. My sister. Never mind.
Don't be getting all like antsy in your pantsy over there.
Don't. Listen here, Zippy.
It's
time for the Vapecats of the week.
Wow.
Kitty.
So Kevin decided to
I forget
to share the longest tweet in the world today.
Oh yeah, because I love the attention.
But it is from C Doug, so you know
Right.
we like C Doug.
Well,
he's relatively okay. I mean, you know,
he's changed his mind, and for that I
little.
respect him.
Yeah,
For that I respect him.
he's a little okay. I mean, he's not a lot okay, but he is the new director of the new the whatever we changed the smoke-free
They
world
changed
to. They did change their name last week, Kevin.
Yeah, my man crush. Demi is nowhere in this. That's right.
So C Doug says, I want to note to the wide-ranging and engaging group of experts, consumers, and others who participate here that I have taken the exceedingly rare step of blocking one individual whose commentary is invariably intended to attack, provoke, and mislead. I guess this is what is meant by trolling. While blocking may be a common occurrence on this platform, I bend over backwards to support an inclusive a discussion as possible. As I think people know, I am more than 15 years on this platform. I have seldom done this, especially in more recent years. My intent and hope is to bridge divides, find common ground wherever possible, and make progress together in saving more lives. Differences of opinion are absolutely welcome and encouraged as long as they are presented with at least a modicum of respect and honesty. People can become, or that people can welcome, come on, C Doug. People can be welcome to propagandize elsewhere. People are welcome to propagate. You really messed this sentence up. It's really messing me up.
You missed the edit. It's fine. It's fine.
C Doug,
Give him a break. Give him a break.
The individual who I've chosen to block has for years consistently demonstrated an inability to engage with even basic courtesy or to show simple respect for the many sincere and well-intended people who participate in this space. Cliff. Now, I'm not sure that I know who he's talking about, Kev. Oh, Global Action to End Smoking.
Okay, yep.
That is the name of the new org. Now, obviously, I can't see. If I click on this, Kevin, do you get to see the hidden? Oh, is it right here? Blink. Aha!
Oh, Jesus.
We have discovered the culprit, boys and girls.
Look at that little yutz. Clown fucking yutz. I didn't tweet that. What a turncoat, Cliff.
What a turncoat, Cliff. One day you will realize the blood money was not worth the harms you are now foisting on another generation of young users. Signed to hear Turk.
You know,
low T Turk.
You know, Jason said that's my man crush. Now, quite some time ago, this is 2, 3, 4, 5 years maybe. I'd have to look at the tweet. I saved his response. He mentioned long before he wrote his letter, the first letter, the big coming out thing kind of thing. Long before that I think he was still with American Cancer? I forget, American Heart, whatever, body parts group. I said something about nicotine is not addictive. He responded, Cliff himself, with the words, "You're one of them," and the picture of the 7 dwarfs at the Senate hearing or whatever, saying that nicotine, they did not believe nicotine was addictive. So with that, I've held that. What?
One of us.
Yeah. I was one of them. I've had a couple others. And he probably doesn't remember it anyway, but I've had a couple other interactions with him, and it's been pleasant. And I'd love to have him on the show. I wouldn't even mention that because it doesn't matter at this point.
I've invited him on the show, Kevin. I had a conversation with him.
And I've read what he wrote, and I believe him. And this furthers that feeling for him. Man crush, no, but I can't see that. What is that?
Mallory, that would be assuming that he actually has testicles.
He doesn't have testicles. His wife, girlfriend, significant other went, thank you,
Hey,
go home.
Here's one that you can clip. He has no testicles and he has a micropene. That's to hear Turk. Little TT.
Plastic. He doesn't have enough nicotine in his body to think coherently. That's all. So Cliff was my nomination, not for any other reason than what he said. He never blocked me. I wasn't a complete ass to him, though. I've always tried to be truthful and mostly respectful, especially at first. If you're just a dumbass like to hear, I just mute or block. But after a while, it just becomes old.
So then you sent me Juka.
Juka.
So Juka says, 1, tweet something. 2, see a screenshot of your tweet. 3, deny that you've tweeted it. 4, see people quoting your tweet. 5, deny that you've tweeted it. 6, keep on denying. Like how children with chocolate all over their face deny having eaten any chocolate. Communication expert.
He's a communication
This Yutz will never admit that he is just another corporate drug pusher out to make a quick buck from nicotine addiction and tobacco harms. Well, as a general rule, I try to avoid using profanity on Twitter. This is from Philip Kirschberg. That being said, this is pure GD poetry illustrating a rare and deeply satisfying exception to said rule. So this is not my post, so stop spreading misinformation. What is a Yutz?
He fucking typed it.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody, listen. He fucking typed it. He fucking typed it.
He did.
Nobody made that up.
So now, there's no denying. There's absolutely no denying that Grimm has made $1 or $2 on vaping. There's no denying it. And you know what?
Yeah.
Good on him.
Right.
But I'm sure that if you wanted to put this over in the quick buck category,
oh no, that was years, right?
I don't think it was very quick for him. I think it took substantial amount of time for him to make a buck.
Time, effort, knowledge, dedication, all kinds of shit.
There's a little bit of work in there, and it wasn't fast, is what I'm saying.
No. So Juka, I over-tweeted him because I had something to say about it, but
quote tweet,
over-tweet, whatever the fuck. But
quote X'd him.
But the point is, Juka he just nailed it, and I just thought that was beautiful because Juka's a great person.
So Raj wants to know how much money that Tahir's made with his denial. Well, I tell you that he probably gets a pretty big check from Michael Bloomberg because it's listed right on his fucking
communications expert.
Yeah, but what's not the other website, the more professional social media site? I can't remember now. I'll remember in a minute. What's it called, Kevin? LinkedIn. Yeah, that one. It's right on his LinkedIn account that he's a paid shill for Michael Bloomberg. So, yeah. But here, this is for me. This is from Simon Wilson. It says here, something that sets my alarm bells off when dealing with tobacco control zealots here in Australia. They crap on about vaping and label nicotine as the new enemy, and not once ever do I hear them mention the fact that a 12-year-old can buy NRT off a supermarket shelf. Why is that?
Right.
Correct. And then obviously it says a range of NRTs have been approved for sale by the TGA for smoking cessation following a rigorous assessment for quality, safety, and efficacy. These products are available for people aged 12 and over and are sold in a wide range of retail outlets, including supermarkets and pharmacies. That is something that we have pointed out quite frequently on this show.
Umpteen times. Yeah, umpteen.
That those products are indeed
fact,
available and approved for people 12 and over.
It's not an exact quote, but Nicotrol sees no medical reason for anyone under 18 to use it with the assistance of a doctor or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I have that also. Yeah. So it's all bullshit. Every bit of it is bullshit.
So then Patrick Stromer from Sweden,
he
tweeted this. It says, why is it that misleading information can be corrected? Why is it important that misleading information can be corrected? So here's a little graph, and it shows Sweden, and they have 23.6% nicotine use, and only 5.6% of that is cigarettes. But over here in the rest of the EU, where snus are banned, no snus for you, 24.9% nicotine usage. That's pretty close, Kevin. That's less than. It's just over 1% difference.
Yeah.
But look at this. 23.5% of that nicotine is from cigarettes.
Yeah. So, as we discussed last week, Sweden is at a smoke-free level, just like
Almost.
the youth here.
They're 0.6%. Well, you know.
Let's not split hairs.
We're gonna bandy about this.
You're such a yutz.
5% or less, Kevin. This is over 5%. It's 0.6% over 5%. So
that's because
almost nicotine or almost cigarette free.
That's because 0.6 of them just don't like it. It's never going to be 5 is the minimum it'll go. I don't ever see 4 anywhere. If they can't get to 5, nobody can. If Sweden can't,
in a world, say
yeah,
not Sweden, but in any other country, if the government were to put out an aggressive campaign of information that said vaping is safer than smoking, and we feel that people that smoke need to completely substitute vaping for smoking, and if that doesn't work for you, here's a much less harmful IQOS, heat not burn. Or if that doesn't work, try these nicotine pouches or snus, either one. And they aggressively educated the young people, and they aggressively put out campaigns. I think you could get it down to 4%. I think it's possible.
You think?
But they would have to be. They would have to be very ingenuous. They would have to really say, you know what? We've been wrong all these years about vaping. We've been wrong about snus. We've been wrong about nicotine pouches. And the fact of the matter is, we want you to live. Because you will die. I mean, they need to still push the you will die if you keep smoking. You know, they need to say that. I mean, truly, that's absolutely true, Kevin, because people die eventually.
Yep.
But yeah. So then I got this here. This is from UCL News, Kevin. It says, vaping has tripled among young adults in England since the arrival of disposable e-cigarettes. But smoking has also declined more in this age group, finds a new study led by Harry, and his name is Tatton Birch. He's a PhD. Sarah Jackson, blah, 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 and all these people. So I consider this a fucking win.
Look who's just wandering and meandering around over there.
Fig's over here telling me
what
ingenuous means. So I'm trying to decide, Kevin. Are they trying to attack vaping because vaping is up but smoking is down?
Well, you gotta have the boogeyman.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
So Fat Jack down here says that smoking cigarettes is poisonous. Vaping is not. Nicotine is pretty harmless.
Well, look at Fat Jack's go.
Look at Fat Jack. I like Fat
Jack. Check him out.
There. Yeah.
How'd he fucking do, right?
And he's flying the fucking pirate flag right there on his face. I like this guy.
That deserves a follow right there.
I'm gonna follow that guy because.
And tell him why. Tell him we sent you, or you sent you.
He's a scallywag, and you know we like the scallywags.
So, UCL News is parroting and just stenographing, whatever the word is, the same shit that we did in 2017 and 18 and 19 and 20 and 20, maybe into 2020, I guess.
20 and 20 and 20 and 20 and 20.
And it's all bullshit, and you already know that. Comma, who cares? Calm down.
Here, let me. This is the article. This is the it's the headline. Yeah. The headline's good news to me, Kevin. Vaping is up. Nicotine use is up. That's fine.
I don't
Nothing wrong with that.
understand. I don't understand how
is down. I'm
how
still
can
trying
any-
to figure out how is this bad.
how can any real, literal professional with a Yutz brain think any differently than we do? Okay, let's see. They're using more nicotine in a safer form, but they're not smoking. What does that mean? Oh my God. It's the kids, the youth, the children.
So let's go. I'm just gonna scroll down to the guts here. It says this study published by the Lancet Regional Health Europe and funded by Cancer Research UK found that the proportion of 18 to 24-year-olds who vaped had tripled since disposable e-cigarettes entered the market, raising from 9% in May of 2021 to 29% in 2023. Smoking declined from 25% to 21% in this group, and overall nicotine use increased from 28% to 35%. Again, Kevin, I don't see. I'm as far as I'm concerned, smoking is down. That's all we need to hear. Yay, smoking is down.
What is the word that I learned this week? Paltering? Was it paltering?
I don't.
To
That doesn't
palter.
sound like a word to me.
I can't remember what the fuck.
I think you should have written it down so you would remember.
I should have. What was the word? Rodent. I forget. Anyway.
So here, Kevin, the lead author, Harry Tatton Birch, said the rapid rise in vaping would be less concerning if smoking rates had come down more rapidly, and the overall increases in the use of nicotine shows that is not happening. So again, vaping increased. Yay, that's fine. It's a significantly less harmful way to get your nicotine, Kevin.
Yeah.
And smoking is down.
Mm-hmm.
I failed to see a downside here, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because
see, this
the
is
next sentence, I'm sure if I scroll down here, at some point they're going to say, well, some of these people are going to eventually go to smoking, Kevin.
Right. Well, what they can do is, because it's a tobacco product, they can say the nicotine use is increasing, even though the smoking is declining in the United States because of the definition, right? So it's all a bullshit story. It's all gaslighting propaganda bullshit. That's exactly what it is, and that's what they're doing.
I'm predicting. I'm seeing if my prediction is correct. I do not see where it says that people that use e-cigarettes will somehow transition to a far less tasteful, product. Yeah. Something that doesn't taste horrible is what I'm trying to say here, Kevin.
Right. I'm finding my word here.
Yeah.
Gillian.
Are you
Gillian or Jillian? I'm not sure. Paltering. Paltering. That is
altering or haltering with an H.
Paltering. Like you're spitting out air. Paltering.
Did you find out what it means?
Well, yeah. You can. It's. Hang on. Is the active use of selective, truthful statements to mislead.
This says equivocate or prevaricate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then this other one, to trifle with. It means you can trifle with it, Kevin.
Oh, trifling.
Don't be trifling, Kevin.
Yeah, trifling freaking vapor you, because that's just you. Fuck.
Man.
Is that it? Did I not send you another tweet of the week?
That was you only sent me 5. You sent me 2, and I picked 3. There was only 2.
All right, forget it. Never mind.
What was it?
Paul? There was just somebody I'd never noticed that followed me that said that they were vape free forever, and it was just a nice tweet and they had like no followers, and I get followed, and it gets buried over time from the notifications, so I don't follow everybody back. And on occasion, I'll go in there and do the who followed me lately, and I'll go down like 10 or 20 or whatever, and half of them are bots or whatever. But that person followed me genuinely, and I hadn't followed them back, so I followed them back, but I forget.
No, you sent me D. Snyder, and I kept that out.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Because that was stupid.
Well, it is stupid. That was the point.
Well, I mean, so Kevin sent me a tweet from D. Snyder because somebody sent him a picture of a vape shop that's called Twisted Sisters Vape.
Canada.
And it is in Canada. I actually went and found it here.
I looked.
I'll go ahead and show this here.
Fine.
So, Twisted Sister. Now, JJ French is the actual owner of the trademark for Twisted Sister.
Right.
Twisted Sister, Kevin, not Twisted Sisters.
That's
and
correct.
then I fell down the trademark rabbit hole and found somewhere around 600 other trademarks of variations of Twisted Sister or Twisted Sisters. And apparently the band Twisted Sister only own the trademark for obviously their records and for apparel tied to their records.
Right.
But there's a Twisted Sister winery. There's and this particular Twisted Sisters vape shop does not own a trademark. They did not trademark their business.
Right.
But because it's Canada, maybe they're not required to in the United States. But
Well, D liked one of my tweets once a long time ago. So that's all I know.
Yeah. So
I love D. Snyder.
D. Snyder replies that this is not legit. Well, it is fucking legit because you don't own the trademark for Twisted Sisters in this typeface for vaping. Like when you trademark something, you have to say what the purpose of the trademark is for.
Now, if it were their lettering, I'd be like, oh, wait a minute. So
now, if it was the same logo or something, then I would. But yeah, I mean, obviously they have it up here in one font, and then down here they have it in another font. This is Broadway font down here. I don't know what this fucking font is, but so they don't even care.
No.
So this dumbass is like, I see a trademark infringement. No, you don't.
See, you went right where I thought you'd go.
These people are
I want to
all
rock,
these people.
I want to vape.
These are the fucking same dumbass people that were all over the internet during the illness situation that we had that we're not allowed to say right out loud. We're claiming that somebody asking you if you've been vaccinated was a HIPAA violation.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously it's not, because they're asking you. It's your healthcare information.
Right.
You can choose not to give it.
Correct.
But it is not a HIPAA violation for anyone to ask you that question.
That's not the definition.
This is the same idiocy with these dumbasses. These are internet attorneys. All you have to fucking do is go to the U.S. trademark website and type in Twisted Sister, and you're going to get 800,000 variations. I mean, I did it. I even took a screenshot and was about to tweet a response, and then chose that I just would not participate. Kevin.
I would like to address Jason's statement. You know what, Jason? It's on. It's been on the whole time. Nobody said a word, and it's in the same spot it's always been in my plug, but it's on the floor, and you can't hear it. And I was waiting for somebody to say it. Nobody said it until now.
Now you have a fan blowing up your skirt now. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
You're cooling your Johnny now. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, Kev. Did you see this week that Dr. Tedros decided to release a statement? A statement about vaping this week, Kevin. It's being
No, I
reported
didn't
by
see that. No.
several sites, but I chose the Reuters website for this. It says tobacco companies still actively target young people via social media, sports, and music festivals, and new flavored products. New, Kevin. We've been vaping for over a decade, and these are still considered new. So let me pause this. Let me pause this. We're gonna go back and we're gonna unmute this and make it bigger, and then we're gonna hit play and see what. The WHO is accusing tobacco companies of trying to hook a new generation on nicotine, Kevin.
Tobacco and related industries use child-friendly flavors like cotton candy and bubblegum.
Now, Kevin, when was the last time that you saw a tobacco company branded product that came in cotton candy and bubblegum?
I don't know, but I've read this.
Does Views come in cotton candy or bubblegum?
You know what?
Or does the Enjoy does that come in cotton candy or bubblegum?
I canceled cable before I started vaping, and I tell you, I probably saw 2 or 3. I want to say his name's Steve something or other, Dordan or whatever. I don't know who he is, but I don't know if it was a Juul ad or a Views ad or what it was. I think it was Juul.
Stephen Dorff.
There we go. I don't know who he is still.
He was in Blade. He was the villain in Blade. I think that's the last big movie that he was a participant in. He's now a B movie actor, Kevin.
I'm just way more concerned that I've read about 300 ways to say the same thing that's sitting on the screen right now in words, that they can't stop saying that. And what is that called? What is that word? Propaganda? Is that the word?
Misinformation / disinformation, Kevin.
Faltering.
Yeah, that's the new nomenclature for that now. That's you see headlines about disinformation or misinformation.
And to answer your question, no, I have not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I hadn't either. Now I am a little bit disappointed here that the hangover relief here. Beside the hangover relief, body armor hangover relief, there's.
Does that say camel balls? I want some camel balls.
Camel balls.
We send them to Tahir.
Candy, apparently, it's got. It looks. It looks like a hard. This looks like a hard candy shell with some sort of red stuff in the middle. That's what this.
I think that Tahir would enjoy sucking on those.
It says something gum. Bubble gum. Yeah, bubble gum. Camel balls bubble gum. Now they can sell this.
I think that's great. Where is that? I need to find those and send them to my friends. That's awesome.
Let me just do it. Let me do it a little.
Oh my goodness!
Do a little
yeah, they have Halloween
here, Kevin.
bucket up there, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me. Kevin, they sell them. They sell them on Amazon. You can order Camel Balls bubble gum on Amazon. Let me just find a good picture to share with our friends here.
Let's see if they can sponsor us. I like that.
Yeah. Let's. This is it right here.
Who makes that?
It says Chicle. Chicle.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I'm not sure. Chicle bubblegum camel balls, extra sour. And over here, liquid filled balls, Kevin.
I don't know. I can't do the sour. I want to be the guy in line at the Speedway or the local Chuck and Puke. And I want to hear some kid go, "Daddy, can I have some camel balls?" That's all I want to see. Maybe Logan. Maybe Logan will do it.
I'm gonna send you a box of these to give to Logan, Kevin.
If they're sour, I'm never touching them. But no, not me.
It says extra sour.
Young consumers. E-cigarette use among young people is exceeding that of adults in many countries, and globally, an estimated 37 million children aged 13 to 15 years use tobacco.
Now, there's that 15-year-old Juul ad over there, Kevin, that
they made
I've
up.
I've seen this 800 million times. You know,
the story was 2 years after that fact, right? Yeah. Isn't that how that went? Yeah. There was a picture, and then the picture was after this picture, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the model did.
So they're saying that 37 million children aged 13 to 15 in the whole world, Kevin. 37.
I think they've already run out of kids.
Million children use tobacco, and that in some places that the number of young people now doesn't give an age group of young people. Now they're probably counting that's like the 16 to 25 age group. They're saying that
probably
that there are more young people that vape than adults that vape.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm just I'm making sure that everybody understands the nonsense that's coming out of this guy's mouth.
But the industry's goal is clear. Replace tobacco users lost to death and disease with a fresh wave of users trapped in addiction.
Let's death.
Replace all those dead people with something that doesn't kill them. Okay.
And for the record, I'm going to say this out loud in public one more time because it's worth saying. This gentleman, speaking for the World Health Organization, is again admitting that brain-damaged nicotine fiends that are underage are still outsmarting every single fucking politician and nonprofit group and law enforcement and the FDA, and they're still doing it. God damn it. Why can't they get a handle on this? Anyway.
Well,
what?
Kathy.
What?
Kathy says that kids are, super smart and they have a bullshit detector a mile wide. Remember that?
Yeah, crap detector.
That was before she was at the lying initiative. That was when she was at FDA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can't stand by and watch.
We can't.
We can't stand by and watch these people choose a product that will not kill them.
Sign our treaty, you fuckers.
Don't even get me. We have an article about the treaty.
Again,
the second half of the show, Kevin.
One other point to ponder for you folks, because I love all of you, is that
except for me,
he did accept you. I thought that was a given. I didn't hear him say anything about dangers except addiction. So I'm still questioning what are the dangers of nicotine. Anyway, let's go on, shall we? Except you.
Yeah. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, Kevin.
Oh, camel balls.
I had to play through a commercial just so that you didn't have to hear it. This is apparently a local TV station here that's got really bad quality on their video. There's not a tool for me to select higher resolution on this, so you're just gonna have to put up with the pixelated women's faces here when I get this.
At least it wasn't camel toes, kids.
Oh,
keep going, keep going, keep going.
Mention camel toe. You're gonna look how look at this looks like
what the hell?
Look at that.
What did you do to them? Holy crap.
Although fewer teens are lighting up a cigarette these days, more and more are turning to vaping. In fact, about 1 in every 5 high school students has a vape. But it's
now, again, more young people are vaping than older people.
And less people are smoking, and they're opting for a different alternative. So what does that tell you?
Smoking's down, but more people are vaping. This is not, you gotta Somebody's got to write us a check for fighting something, so let's fight this thing that doesn't really affect anybody negatively. Oh, there. See how? Look at this face over here, Kevin.
Well, you can tell she's fucking lying. Her lips are moving. Oh wow.
Look, her eyes are not even level. Look.
She's looking like she's lying. The other one's like, "You're lying, bitch," but keep going.
Yeah, you see this one over here is going. I don't even want to be here. This is my day off.
Is it safer than cigarettes is the question.
The CDC says your typical cigarette has over 7,000 dangerous chemicals, and vaping contains many of the same toxins. So how does it impact your body? Alexa Lorenzo.
Hey, Patrick, can I read you
many of the same toxins, Kevin?
Can I read you
7,000 chemicals in cigarettes?
I got this from my local government yesterday, and it says, it's important to remember that the presence of these constituents does not necessarily pose a health risk. See, now that's something I can believe in, right? But that's
is that jury duty notice or something? You got a jury duty notice?
I ain't doing the jury duty.
You're not above the age of
Is there an age you can be above?
Yes, there's an age for us for jury duty. If you're over a certain age, you don't have to.
Ed, what's the age?
I'm sure Ed's probably exempt. But myself, I would be like, if I was an old dude and didn't have nothing to do, I'd be like, sure, let me go to jury duty. That's where they should get all of them.
Has the answers, but we have to warn you that this next clip has some sensitive video, so viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, how do I discreet
really
my
safer
viewing?
than smoking a cigarette?
What?
How do I discreet my viewing?
I don't know.
Really safer than
because
is vaping really safer than smoking a cigarette? Davey Bauer thought so.
It seemed like a better alternative, and it was probably around 25, 26 years old.
All right, now, Kevin, I don't want to be judgmental of a person that's recovering from, an illness, but if I looked at this guy, in my head,
don't be a yutz.
I would be saying, meth head.
Stoner?
I would see this and I would go, yeah, this is a meth head. This is a meth user. I'm just saying.
And it felt better, healthier, and so I just kind of stuck with it. And it is honestly more addicting than cigarettes, probably.
Bauer was like most young people, but flavored vapes contain as much nicotine as 2 packs of cigarettes. A study shows that for every pack of cigarettes, 22 to 36 milligrams of nicotine will be inhaled. And the CDC reports nicotine has been linked to at least 12 different cancers. Studies show
No, it has fucking not. What is their fucking problem? Who the fuck are these people? Oh my God.
Did you see that I paused? I knew that you were going to say something, so
Holy
I
Jesus.
preemptively paused that.
Now I feel like Emery on fucking. Oh my God. Who the fuck said that?
Do you feel more stupid now, Kevin?
We need that clip of Emery there, whatever his name is. Who the fuck said that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fucking people.
Emery? What?
Sergeant Gunnery from Full Metal Jacket. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh.
Show me some more lies.
R. Lee Ermey.
Okay, I got it. It's fine.
Vaping can also hinder brain development and have long-lasting effects on teens, impacting attention, learning, mood, and impulse control.
Yeah, making all of these better. It says that it impacts these things. Well, yeah, it improves these things.
Altering.
Impact. Vaping impacts attention. Yes, it is a focus. Yeah, see, Mallory even typed it in the chat so that you would see R. Lee Ermey. See? Exactly what I said. Yeah, it improves your attention. It improves your ability to focus so that you can learn better. It does decrease your, it makes you feel better. So yeah, it increases your mood. And it actually helps me with my impulse control because I haven't murdered anybody that you know of.
I haven't driven.
Vapes can also produce other dangerous chemicals, including acetaldehyde, acrolein, and formaldehyde.
Okay, so yes, it can at
Falter.
like 700 degrees. And obviously, the human body actually manufactures formaldehyde,
Right.
even if you don't vape or smoke. It,
Right.
you can find that. Yeah. Jason's really, these people in the chat room are really, really focusing on the fact that I'm pissed off that my friends did not send me any Zemo. Not Zima, because that's Kevin's drink of choice.
These aldehydes can cause lung as well as cardiovascular disease. Even though Bauer switched, he ended up needing a double lung transplant. He hopes others will lay down their vapes so they won't go through what he did.
Quit, listen to your body, and it's not.
It wasn't the vaping, bro. I'm telling you, it was that fucking crystal meth.
This is yeah. This was on Twitter earlier this week. He's fucking smoking fucking pot or whatever.
Yeah.
For you.
I'm Alexa Lorenzo reporting.
The American Heart Association says if you plan on dropping the vape, set up a quit day, choose a method, and stick to it. Also, experts say it doesn't have to be all or nothing. At first, try cutting down the number of times.
Oh, dear God, Kevin.
Oh, well, see.
Now, this is the same part of this is the same rap that they gave about quitting smoking. Pick a quit date, blah, blah, blah.
Text your friends.
Now, originally, and they still say that, well, you need to quit cold turkey.
Yeah,
because
bullshit.
Even one cigarette could be the one that kills you.
That's right.
So
I kept looking for the one to kill me. I did for years.
Yeah.
I guess it's
You
gonna
vape
be
during the day, then cut out 2 to 3 days a week.
So these are the same people, Kevin. The same people that said that nicotine is addictive as heroin, but apparently it's easy enough to quit if you just pick a quit date and stick to
Jerry
it.
said pound for pound. Pound for pound.
Yeah.
It's addictive as heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another E-Valley boy, Steve. I can't remember the crew. She got community noted, and God love all of you because you guys are killing that. Whoever's doing it is doing very well.
Well,
Almost
it doesn't
every-
say your real name. You know that, right? You can click on see who created the community note, but it doesn't tell you the actual person.
Right.
They have their own. They have a special name just for their community notes, Kevin.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin,
what?
Where is the Mayo Clinic? Do you know where the Mayo Clinic is, Kevin?
Is it New York?
I
Is
don't
it
know, I'm
Cleveland?
asking. I don't know.
I don't
I
remember.
think the Cleveland Clinic is in Cleveland.
I don't remember.
Well, here the Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic is setting a new video. They put out a new video, Kevin.
Oh, goody.
Vaping, often seen as a safer alternative to smoking, is under scrutiny. But why? Vape pens and e-cigarettes disguised as pens or USB drives entice users with flavors like mint and cotton candy. Kevin, I showed you guys this last week, but I couldn't get it to work because they sold me the wrong filter or the coil, the wrong coil.
Yeah.
I've actually been using this during the day, all day, as my go-to-work vape. And I have to say, as much as I was very hesitant to buy something that says smock on the side.
Yeah, clearly.
It's actually
smock.
Quite good. And it's got like a 1500 milliamp battery, so it lasts all day for me, Kevin.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Does this look like a USB drive to you, Kevin? I mean,
I've got a USB drive. I don't know if I can reach it, but I've got one, and it's nothing anywhere near close to this.
I don't have one.
Some unintelligent yuts may think so.
I mean, and I did buy this last week as well that you can't see because it's green, but it is called a Caliburn, and it also does not look like a USB drive.
Let's continue with this spooky, paltering language, shall we? Tweens. Oh.
What the hell is a tween?
Oh my God. Between 12 and 13. It's tween because they're idiots.
They're especially appealing to tweens and teens who often know more about vaping than their parents. Well, that's probably true.
Oh.
But doctors warn that vaping is far from harmless. I'm going to turn this down so I can just read it when it's...
Some, not all.
Nicotine, regardless of how it's delivered, is highly addictive, Kevin.
Oh, hang on. What about them patches, gums, and lozenges, though, Patrick?
And the flavors, ? They could inflame delicate lung tissue.
Oh.
Vaping can last about 20 minutes, much longer than it takes to smoke a traditional cigarette, and pumps more nicotine and chemicals into the lungs. Kevin, my vape lasts me all day before I have to recharge it.
These people just...
That's way longer than 20 minutes.
You know what else will inflame your lungs? That.
I don't know.
What the fuck is that? Where do they find this shit?
Yeah. And pumps more nicotine and chemicals into the lungs.
That's right. Yeah. Well, because you need the pump.
Vaping is linked to severe lung damage and even death, Kevin.
The definition of paltering right there.
In young people, it can also hinder brain development, affecting learning and memory.
That's how they know more than their parents.
I think we know more about this than they do on that particular topic, Kevin. I think we've done deep dives into neurochemistry and neurodiversity and the properties of nicotine at this point. Addiction is real, and for some, quitting can require medical interventions, Kevin. Quitting nicotine might be tougher than kicking a heroin habit. Talk to young people about vaping risks and look for signs like fruity odors and strange devices.
And weird peering fucking adults looking at you in the bathroom. Warn them of that too.
Yeah, I think that's what you really need to be concerned about is the fucking teachers and the principals is what you should really be more concerned about. If your kid comes home and
way more
won't look you in the eye, it's probably because he's been diddled by a fucking teacher.
So the Mayo Clinic also affirms, is the word, I guess, that what the WHO said is that the kids are still outsmarting the parents and the teachers and the law enforcement and the FDA and okay, good. Just checking. All while their brains are addled.
Now,
yeah,
Kevin,
yeah.
we have this one's a little bit long, but we're probably not going to listen to this whole thing. But you remember a while back we had a newscaster in England, like really like just blasting a vape scientist on their show. You remember that? Okay,
I do.
Well, this is not the same person, but
I think I've seen this.
This is here. Yeah, look at this guy. He's on.
Yeah.
Talk. Yeah. Let's just.
Right, I want to talk about vaping because there's an organisation called We Vape, which aims to bring together vapers from across the UK and shape the public debate around vaping. Well, the fact is that in no shocking and absolutely no shock to me whatsoever, e-cigarettes have been linked to lung cancer. And I mean, it's a first study of its kind. Researchers analysed health data from 4.3 million ex-smokers and found those who switched to vapes were twice as likely to die from lung cancer compared to those who went cold turkey. Cigarettes may contain more than 7,000 chemicals, many of them cancer-causing, while vapes are thought to contain around 2,000. Mark Oates, thank you for joining me. You're from WeVape. I mean, the fact is that vapes aren't safe.
Well, that's not true at all.
Well, it is, because this study has said that they...
This one study, the first of its kind study...
It's already been debunked.
That is you know, all these people, they're studying health data, blah, blah. We used an AI or something, probably. Okay, let's keep going.
If you vape, if you take in these things like liquid and metal lead, release of toxic metals such as arsenic, chromium, nickel and lead, it is going to make you unwell.
The fact of the matter is, if you're a smoker, and this is what we should be comparing against, if you're a smoker, you're going to be vastly better off if you switch from smoking to vaping. And a lot of people struggle with quitting smoking, and they won't quit smoking unless they have another alternative way of consuming nicotine. And in this case, that's vaping. Now, look, if you're capable of going cold turkey, fantastic. But we know nicotine replacement therapy, which is another option, you know, and I would encourage people to use all the options available. Vaping is twice as effective at helping people quit smoking than nicotine replacement therapy.
You might quit smoking, but you're still ingesting things like arsenic, chromium, nickel and lead. That is causing lung cancer.
But the science is clear that you're vastly better off if you quit smoking through vaping, because you're not.
You're vastly better off if you quit smoking by not smoking. I mean, Dr. Ian Kim, who's Professor of Pulmonary and Critical Care at Seoul National University, says the results show potential harms of using e-cigarettes must be considered when discussing quitting smoking with patients.
But what you're really talking about is this magical belief that we're going to be able to get everyone just to quit smoking by telling them to quit smoking. But
so your argument is that if we tell people to do a different form of smoking, which is not smoking cigarettes, but having vapes, that's better because fewer of them will die. Even though it's still very worrying and indeed can cause lung cancer.
Vaping is not smoking.
It's not good, though. It's not a good thing. It's not a healthy thing.
Nothing's that.
So, Kevin, if you were being interviewed by this fucker,
yeah, good.
How would you counter his asinine, small brain, ridiculous, banter here?
Well, I'd wait on him to shut up long enough to, but if you're looking at one study, have you read the study? Have you understood the placebo effect? Have they been smokers? How long have they been smokers before they had lung cancer? How long have they been vaping when they got lung cancer?
I mean, the easiest way to shut this moron up, is to say, look, the Royal College of Physicians, which this is a UK thing, so you should be respectful of that organization, or at least, not be a dill hole, has looked at the combined dearth of science. Not dearth, that's not the right word. The combined body of science on this topic. Hundreds of studies, not just one study, hundreds of studies that show that the harms of vaping are not to exceed, are predicted not to exceed 5% of the harms of vaping.
Exactly. Right.
Or smoking, excuse me.
He doesn't want to bring that part up.
So, I mean, I wouldn't wait till the end, Kevin, if you're saying he does, because this is an 8-minute long video. I'm not going to sit here and listen to the full. I would pull that shit out at the very beginning and say, you're looking at one little study that is a meta study. It's not even a real, it's not a double-blind controlled trial or anything like that. It's not. This is a meta-analysis of different studies conducted by different scientists all over the world. They're looking at obviously the pool of data. You have to understand that the questions on this survey don't always 100% match up to the questions on this study. And Mallory says it's not even peer reviewed.
I think it's already been debunked too already in Science Direct. I think.
Say, hey, look, this study has already been debunked. So
it takes a day for us to do. This astounding people that we have that are in that field doing it. A day. It's a day. Sometimes two, and it's like boom. There you go. Yeah, and I bet Juka's got it. Mallory probably does too, and probably Michelle and.
But
Paul.
This Peter Cardwell. This is what I hate when it comes to TV personalities. I don't call them reporters anymore.
Right.
I don't call them journalists anymore.
Like the guy that was with Greg a while back. I can't remember his name. You want to rip his ass and show off and have your bravado, but you're absolutely fucking wrong. And Greg wiped the map with him anyway. But
Farsalinos has already debunked it as well.
Oh, okay, Dr. K. F. Yeah.
So it's just the fact that I would come and say, you know what? Where's your PhD?
Right. He's not a medical professional.
You're reporting on a topic that you haven't even bothered to look at anything other than one study.
It's sensationalism TV. It's a current affair in our world that they just it's shock jock bullshit is what this is. It's what they like.
But
you can't have a decent conversation.
I also feel like the pretty boy that they decided to put on the screen as the pro vaping guy from We Vape, he might be a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he didn't get any media training on how to handle himself in an interview with an aggressive interviewer.
Right.
And I've seen we saw this. We saw this when Tony got on CNN and got mugged live on the air by Chris Cuomo.
Right. I forget the guy who did it with Greg.
No matter how great you are at doing whatever it is you're doing, you need to have the media training and be prepared for this type of shit. This assault TV.
No matter what. Right. Assault TV is a great term. I will give you kudos for that. That's what it is.
I just made it up.
Oh, it almost makes me like you, but not quite.
So
put some of these pinheads on with us.
Oh God,
right?
We tear them apart, Kevin.
I welcome to here. I welcome Simon. I welcome any of these other fucktards that want to try to come on. And we'll be respectful within reason. But
I won't raise my voice. I
because more to me, it's why does the Royal College of Physicians still stand behind what they've said? Why does this exist? Why does this exist? Why should we just go back to smoking? What is your point? I don't understand. Among about 8 billion other things.
Yeah. So this is actually, this is not even this is not a study, by the way. This is a presentation at a conference. This is a guy giving a keynote speech. This is the guy here, and he's from Seoul National University in Korea.
All right. Okay.
And he's giving a talk in San Diego, California, this past couple days, and it's not a peer-reviewed paper. It is a paper that he's giving as a presentation. So the thing is this will get published in the American Thoracic Surgeons Journal because it is a presentation that it was given at their conference.
Yeah. So really, it's a little bit higher than an opinion piece, but
it's essentially an op-ed. Yeah, I mean, this is a guy
almost fiction, almost
who gets
fiction.
a free ride to go
It's
and
fiction.
speak at a conference.
Fuck it, it's fiction. How's that? It's fiction. If Dr. F has already done whatever he's wonderfully done, thank you, Dr. F. I don't think any of us could ever thank him enough. Then good on him, and it's fiction. So we're kind of like fiction narrators, really. I guess.
Many of these younger vapors, Kevin, the ones that are like 30, mid 30s to
them kids, yeah,
those young whippersnappers. They weren't around. They weren't around when Dr. Farsalinos came out with his cinnamaldehyde paper.
You fuckers.
Vapors ripped his ass.
Vapors ripped his ass for no good reason.
For saying bad things because their Fireball vapes were slightly more slightly more dangerous than other vapes.
And if
Jason,
you were one of them, fuck you too.
Jason says he's leaving. Look at that. He's premature evacuating. Yeah.
Hey, get me a Yutz hat, would you?
Yeah.
Or wear one. Wear one when you're on.
He's pulling out, Kevin. I'm just saying.
So, I gotta focus on this moment you've discussed, because Dr. F gave me, Kevin, not all y'all, gave me some information that I wanted to hear. Why do you think I would do that, Patrick? Why would you think I would give a shit?
The truth about the thing that you're inhaling into your body.
Aha. And why did everyone else? Because I was the unpopular kid at that point, and I was kind of new back then, but I retweeted it, and I got a little shit, and I said what I said, and I got a little more shit here and there, and I'm like, yeah, well, fuck you, in my mind. But why were the cool kids not liking that again, Patrick? I forget. Because Fireball.
That's my favorite vape, my Fireball vape. Now, some of you may not realize this, but when Fireball vapes were first released, if you put your Fireball vape in a plastic tank, after a day or two, it would etch your tank. And then if it was a really cheap tank, it would crack your tank.
Wouldn't you want to know that?
This is something that you're putting into your lungs.
Right.
Now, if it will dissolve plastic, and it did, like there were...
It may, could, or might dissolve you.
it could do some bad things.
And there's chemical changes, I know that, all that. But it'll melt your tank, buddy.
If it will crack your plastic... I had to have Pyrex glass tanks, Kevin.
Right.
Now, and I will tell you, I used to vape the fuck out of some Fireball vape.
Oh, I just figured it out. Some of the vape bros were selling more tanks that way. Maybe that's why they were pissed.
Could be.
Because we've talked about this Nick high low level and the power of it. Oh yeah. Don't fucking get me started. I was never in the popular boys club or whatever that was. I don't remember.
No. Hey, Andrew's here. Did you see Andrew's here?
Oh. I know.
We get rid of Jason and
I
Andrew
can't do it
shows
at
up.
all.
This is
who.
We haven't seen Andrew in a while.
Maybe Jason would be Kevin, not Kevin. And then
Jason will
Al
be Kevin,
could
not
be
Kevin.
And then Al could be.
Or Andrew could be, For 2 weeks I'll need to substitute Kevin.
Because it's a big old clusterfuck if somebody's not here with you.
Yeah. Here, look, Kevin. I got another video for you here.
All right.
Welcome back. New research shows that the more time young people spend on social media, it's a greater likelihood that they'll both smoke and or vape.
Our doctor on call, Zorba Pastor, is here to look into that behavior. So,
now they've found a causation.
Don't kids look at porn on TV, social media anymore?
Well, I think some kids do. It is like 85% of the internet, Kevin.
Just asking questions.
But they're saying that kids who spend more time on their phones and social media are more prone to being bad kids, I guess. They're more prone to the vaping and the smoking and probably other bad habits as well, Kevin. Probably the masturbation too. You never know.
Yeah, probably.
But I want you to look at this person that they're interviewing and tell me who you think he looks like.
Okay.
So really, that has that much of an impact.
Oh, it has. This is a big issue. So I'm a child of the 50s and 60s, and when I was a kid, smoking advertising on TV was common. In fact, it was the most common advertising on TV. I know all the jingles.
Now, Kevin, if you knew that you were going to go on TV, even a silly local news channel, would you possibly consider doing something with your hair?
I would. Now, who he reminds me of, unless you're going to give me a hint, I think of the doctor on MASH. I can't remember his name, though.
The doctor on MASH, Kevin?
Yeah, the guy.
A TV show about a bunch of doctors on, in the Korean War?
MASH. Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Which one of the doctors on MASH do you think he looks
like? Psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. I can't remember.
Oh, Sydney.
Yeah. That's
Sydney.
Who he reminds me of.
Sydney, yeah.
I'm not sure who you think I need to know.
No, I was thinking. Now there used to be. Have you ever watched The Green Mile?
Been a while, yeah.
So there's a little guy on the Green Mile.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see it.
And that's what that guy looks like to me. He's in a bunch of movies. And there's a Western that I'm thinking of that he's in. He's like the cripple, stable.
He looks
manager.
disheveled. Is that the right word? Disheveled?
Yeah,
he looks like
a little
yut.
guy. He's a little soft spoken. His hair is very much in this ballpark.
This
looks a lot like this guy. I'll find it. I'll find the picture while we're.
About Winston, Lucky Strike, Camels, because they had jingles. And then the feds came in over time, once the Surgeon General came out and said, hey, smoking is bad for you. Who knew? 65% of the men smoked, 55% of the women smoked, and they said no more advertising on TV, and then smoking began to drop. And if you'll notice, you may not notice, there's no smoking advertisement on billboards anymore, and in magazines there are very few. Well, lo and behold, now we have social media. And what happens is the more kids watch social media, the more likely they are to smoke cigarettes and vape by a huge amount, maybe 3 to 4 times as much. So social media is the advertising.
Okay, so here, his name is Michael Jeter, Kevin.
Michael Jeter, yep.
That guy.
Yep. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Other than in this movie, he had a full beard, but
The people that are advertising on social media, again, are the federal government, and nonprofit political front groups. So continue with this, yuts.
For smoking and vaping. It's a big issue, and we have to do something about it.
So do they see like their peers doing it, or?
Of course, they see their peers. We all look at social media. Their peers who looks. I mean, it's not advertising per se, but it is advertising per se. Now, are they behind it? Are they
God!
The smoker, companies that produce either vaping or tobacco behind this. I don't know. That's a little bit dark, but they may be. But I think there's a bottom line issue here. First of all, if you're a parent, you have to look at social media and your kids.
Parents, do your job.
He's a twitchy little fucker, isn't he?
He is.
Oh my goodness.
I also would not leave my child in the same room with him alone. I'm just saying, Kevin.
Well, per se or not per se, but per se, I don't know.
I'm getting that vibe. Just saying, I'm.
And sometimes it means
I could be wrong.
You're not on social media as much. What? I mean, right. I mean, do as I say, not as I do. And a lot of parents are just on social media all the time. And guess what? Kids follow their parents. And so I think it's time, if you've got teenagers in the house, to look and say, there is a time to shut off your phone. It's not only at dinner, but other times. And I don't know why parents aren't doing this, but a lot of parents.
Oh, Kevin, I figured it out.
What?
They just need to confiscate all cell phones from kids from now on, because if you got a cell phone, you're probably going to be vaping.
You're either beating off or vaping. I know we are. Give me the damn phone, right?
Just take all of the, all of the kids. They don't need a cell phone, Kevin. No internet at all for these kids, because parents don't want to fucking do their jobs.
I don't even understand. I really.
You know, back in the day, because we had these latchkey kids. You remember that? The latchkey kids, and and they said that the TV parented a whole generation because mom and dad had to go to work. So now, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. What are all the other? The social media apps are raising your kids now. I guess because nobody watches TV anymore.
Parenting is an action verb.
Exactly.
It's aren't. I think that's the issue. So it's an important thing to do because this really is advertising. Vaping is not as bad as smoking, but you know what? It's really not good. Anything other than pure air into your lungs is.
Well, at least he said that.
Common sense is. Did they find this guy like on Craigslist or what?
Probably he was probably hanging out at the school playground. Is what I'm saying.
He's overly fidgety.
That's how he did his research. Is that
he's making me very
hung
nervous.
out at the playground with his
I'm
binoculars
1,000 miles
watching
away.
the kids.
I'm nervous.
This is how he did his research.
This is the absolute last fucking resort choice for me to bring on television.
And he's also wearing like a 1970s turtleneck, and just
he's dressing like Ed.
I bet you he has a plain white panel van.
Is not good for your lungs. And we don't really know what 20 years of vaping is going to be like because it's not been around for 20 years. We might find that it also causes cancer. We don't know.
That was a
The point is really
stretch.
get ahead of that before, like you said, the 50s, we waited till
Well, it hasn't been around 20 years, Kevin, but it has been around.
Well, we don't know
close to
what's going to
16
happen
years.
because it hasn't been around long enough. It hasn't been 20 years, so we don't know what'll happen in 20 years. That's fucking brilliant. If you deciphered every fucking question and answer, you'd be here for days. This hurts.
It's important for parents to begin to look at social media and shut off the phone. They can actually take the phone out of their teenager and put it in their own pockets.
God, I finally agree. I fucking agree. Look at that.
Now, do you know what kind of mental trauma you're going to be causing with this generation of kids if you walked up and took their cell phone away from them?
If he says
have you
parenting
not
is
seen the videos where the parents take the video games away from the kids?
Yes, I have.
Have you not seen those videos?
Oh, I've seen him because Dustin's shown them to me. And if he says parenting is an action verb, I'm suing him for trademark infringement.
It's possible. And you can have a night when nobody looks at the phone. So I think it's just time for us to look at, for parents to look at their kids and make a difference. And to realize that what you see on social media is not always the best thing.
That. Oh my God, it's like a bad Saturday Night Live skit. That. What's his name? Oh my God. Let's get him on. Let's get do your magic on your Twitter fucking
Kevin,
account.
if he were to watch this video and see all the things I've said about him, he's probably curled up in a ball somewhere.
I'd like to have him defend himself without pissing his pants on a live show. Oh my God.
Oh well, Kev. Hey, guess what, Kev?
Why do you do this shit to me?
Just to piss you off, Kevin. Just to piss you off. But we've reached the end of the vaping content segment of our show tonight, Kevin.
Man.
I mean,
it was a very piss poor choice for an anchor story.
We've covered camel balls. We've covered the Michael Jeter lookalike pervo guy. We've done a lot of stuff tonight,
balls.
Kevin.
I did. Paul, did you see the camel balls?
Just saying. So, there will be a portion of tonight's guests or audience that will not follow us over to the Rumble that I have just dropped the link into the chat room.
I love them if they don't. It's okay.
Yeah,
they know I love them. They don't give a shit about you loving them.
Probably not. You're right. But you know, how would you like to say goodbye to the people that are pussies and won't follow us over there?
Don't allow the things that you see and hear and listen to on TV to be deciphered in your head like I do when I see it, because it'll just drive you nuts. And don't fucking drink and drive this weekend. You know better.
Oh,
Stop
it is
it.
a 3-day weekend. I
Just
got
in
halfway
case.
through the work week, and then realized that it was Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And
So
I was like,
so
shit.
please, y'all motherfuckers, you're adults, but be an adult. That's all. I don't want anybody to die. That's all.
That would suck. Yeah, we don't want anybody to die. So
I'll
I'm gonna
come and kick
we're
your
gonna play
ass.
we're gonna play like a a video, like a 2.5-minute video, and we will meet
Good.
you over here at the Rumbles, which I have linked in the chat room, for the last 5 articles of the night that have nothing to do with this stuff. But anyway, we'll see you in just a few minutes. I'm gonna go get a drink. I gotta refresh my drink. Be right back.
Science is back, and I choose science over fiction. And so if the science is demonstrating it's doing great damage, then I don't care what it does to a small business person who's selling this stuff. If it is damaging lungs, if it's causing the kind of damage that is said, and that study's not been fully done yet, if it turns out that it is, then I would eliminate it. I would make it, I would go after it in a hard way. I would make it broader, not just for he is.
If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful.
In England, the Royal College of Physicians has apparently done a great deal of research on e-cigarettes, and they have actually found that compared to smoking cigarettes, the rate of damage from e-cigarettes is 5% of what it is from smoking traditional cigarettes. You're reducing the damage by 95%. Hey, I don't think vaping or e-cigarettes are good for you. But if you have to choose between smoking and